right, so it's Sunday, February 6th, 2022, and this is the second Sunday in a row that Sea of Thieves servers have been unavailable. So this happened Sunday of last week. Randa Panda wanted to get on, wanted to work on some achievements, do some Tall Tale stuff. And the last time we got various error messages. This time we got good old Coral Beard. So I figured this would be a phenomenal and great time for me to do my Sea of Thieves in 2022 preview reaction. Good and upset about servers being down. This time, at least as of right now, it's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I live. There's no mention on their Twitter of a fix. There's no mention on the Sea of Thieves support Twitter that there's even an issue yet. So this is going to be a great time for me to do my react. So I put up a poll, so you guys see what we're dealing with here. Coral Beard, but Coral Beard is actually at least a straightforward answer compared to what we were getting last week. Coral Beard just basically says, "Yeah, you're not playing. You're not playing right now. Servers are unavailable." So I at least appreciate the directness of Coral Beard. So I've got Sea of Thieves Twitter up. Last week, Sea of Thieves Twitter was doing a pretty good job with updates. So far, don't have any updates. Doesn't seem like, if they are aware of it, we don't have an update on Twitter. They usually do a pretty good job, even on weekends or on non-normal working days, of keeping people up to date. So I think this could just be one that just all of a sudden happened again. This always seems to happen. And so there's people who've been playing Sea of Thieves way longer than I have. I've been playing pretty steady since 2019, 2020, right? So this always seems to happen pending a big update, right? So the preview event, they gave us a lot of content, a lot of things they want to update. Big content changes, big map changes, like some pretty big overall changes. Whenever that's the case, the couple of weeks before the update, going into a couple of months to the update, are a nightmare. It's always like this. This isn't the first time this has happened. This happens a lot around updates. And the last time this happened was when I actually took a break from Sea of Thieves. So when the seasonal system started, we played the first season hard. Second season, I actually didn't participate in. Took a break. Got fed up with it. Got a little frustrated with it. Just took a break. I don't know if it's going to be a break season for me. Right now, it's definitely a break season. Before we even get to the next season, we're done with everything seasonal as far as plunder pads and things on Sea of Thieves. We're just literally doing commendations, Xbox achievements, profile achievements, and trying to get tall tales for the gold curse. Literally not asking for much, not complaining about the PvP issues, hit reg, bucket reg, all those things. Literally just wanting the PvE content. That's it. That's all we're trying to do. Basic PvP level content. So you can see here, this is February 2nd. This was after they had fixed everything on Sunday. The team is aware of matchmaking issues. So I'm just showing you this to show that this also happened the previous weekend. Man, what a bummer it is, too. So last weekend was the Community Day event, the big Community Day event that they promoted and bolstered up on their social medias and in the actual preview event. And so their solution to literally having an entire day of lost server time was they just extended the event for 12 hours. Hey, I got to go to work tomorrow. Hey, I got to go to work tomorrow, you know? So literally when this happens on a Sunday for me and Miranda, that's Miranda has work from home now, so she gets to a little more freedom with that stuff. I don't. I have to go to a place of work, and I'm not playing Sea of Thieves. Super frustrating. Like I get that. Like, actually, I don't get it. Like, these people go to work. They have 9-to-5 jobs. Like, they understand how the world works and what their player base is. They have numbers on all this. Big Shades, welcome. Shades, you're going to hear me rant for a long time. I'm going to do my Sea of Thieves preview react. Shades is going to love it, too, because I'm going to talk trash about everything. So I had my reservations about the seasonal model. Pink Shades. I had my reservations about the seasonal model when it first came out, and I said, we'll give it a shot. And for the most part, I have to say, honestly, this is me being honest and not me being biased because we all love Sea of Thieves. Honestly, they've done a good job with the Plunder Pass, honestly. I think it's catered to a casual audience. I think it's pretty low-key, low-stress, low-key. You get good rewards compared to other seasonal passes that I've been a part of, whether it be like for Paladins, for like that hero type base shooter, or like Apex Legends for the FPS, or especially like the Halo Infinite. That thing is hot garbage. Compared to other Plunder Pass, Battle Pass seasonal things, I think they did pretty good. However, it does... We're going to get into this when I get into my react video, when we start actually watching the video, because when we start talking about things they're taking away from the game, if I'm actively, and others that I know, and I'm promoting the game, obviously, to all of you guys, just by me playing it. I don't have a large audience, but I know I have influence. I'm a trendsetter for the few people that talk to me. I get people that wouldn't normally play Sea of Thieves to play Sea of Thieves. If we're pouring money into this game, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a product that you expect to just work. It's a product that you expect to work, and it doesn't give me confidence to continue pouring money into something that doesn't work. I have to compare it to a place of business. If I go to my place of business and I don't work there anymore. So this is going to be a good rant. Overall, the Plunder Pass has been pretty good. I skipped one season. I think the rewards are pretty neat. The main issues that I have with the Sea of Thieves is just stuff like this. It has nothing to do with, the common PvP problems, or what you see on Reddit threads, or what you see on Twitter battles, and back and forth. Mine is just literally the game working. And the reason why it upsets me is because I know that the game can work, and it can work well. Because we've all played long enough to play versions of the game that were very well optimized, that ran great. The version of Sea of Thieves that came out when the Series X console launched, phenomenal. I absolutely know that it can be done, but then we have weekends like this where we can't even do it. And I don't know if it's necessarily a Sea of Thieves thing, a Rare developer thing, or if it's a Microsoft thing, because Halo's having some problems right now too. Maybe it's an overall Microsoft thing. I don't know. All I'm saying is, Cindy, I see your comment in chat. I don't know when the Sea of Thieves servers are going to be back online. That's why that's partly why I'm making this video. Cindy, you don't have to retract your comment, buddy. I'm just in the middle of a rant. Welcome to the stream. I have the Sea of Thieves support Twitter, just like everyone else does. I'm not a Sea of Thieves partner. I have no affiliation or connection to Sea of Thieves, so I have literally zero. I don't even do Sea of Thieves Insider, so I have no insider information about servers. This is just me reacting as a consumer, as an average level consumer. And this is a great time to watch the preview event and react to it. Randa is muted in chat. She was going to react with me as well, but I can't crop out Ben and Holly's Magical Kingdom in the background. So she's going to hop on after I get this recording of reaction. We're already 10 minutes in, guys. Buckle up. I'm not even going to edit any of this down either. I'm just clipping it. Going to put it up. Sea of Thieves preview event. So this is what they released January 27th, 2022. This is what they released before the Community Day event, and you got to give it to Rare the developer. They know how to hype a trailer. I give them that. They know how to hype a trailer. So I'm just going to watch this. We're going to watch this piece by piece. I'm going to watch it piece by piece with you guys. I'll pause it periodically and give my remarks, give my comments. You guys that are here, feel free to comment what you think in the chat. Some of you guys, I know some of you guys aren't hardcore Sea of Thieves heads, but you're at least on my Sea of Thieves React, so.
Hello, and welcome to the Sea of Thieves 2022 preview event, where we're going to give you a first look at some of the new and exciting things.
First of all, this dude, I'm just going to say, this dude right here, this dude is always looking fresh. This dude's always jovial, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing at Sea of Thieves. All right, this man, look at him. You can't be mad at this man. Look at him with his microphone hanging down. He just be looking fresh talking about a Sea of Thieves. You know what I mean?
Sea of Thieves this year. We're going to be hearing from some of the members of the team here at Rare as they take you through our ambitious new plans for telling stories within the Sea of Thieves, and how we plan to make the seas feel more alive than ever. So stick around as we plot out the epic voyages ahead and delve deep into what's
#SOT22, guys.
In store for Sea of Thieves in 2022.
Hello everyone. It's incredible to
this. They say this every year. It's the biggest year ever. It's about 22 minutes long, so this is going to be a long video, guys. Buckle up. This is the reason why I'm doing this in a streaming format.
say that Sea of Thieves is bigger than ever. We've had over 25 million players play the game.
Not at the same time.
We recently announced that over 5 million players have purchased the game on Steam.
We started the launch of Seasons back in January, which seems like such a long time ago now.
I like the Seasons.
June, where we revealed a pirate's life and released that into our world. And it was
everybody loves Pirates' Lives. Hard not to like it.
To keep it a real surprise, to be able to introduce those characters and those stories into our world, and for it to just be so seamless and such a magical moment.
We added new creatures and enemies for you to encounter in the Sea of Thieves world, like the Phantoms.
Phantoms are annoying, but I do like them.
From the spectral realm of the Sea of the Damned.
I've talked to a lot of people who had no interest in Sea of Thieves until the Pirates' Life Tall Tales and the Jack Sparrow stuff. So that was a good move. Even for people that don't like PvE, that was a good move. That was a good move. Phantoms are super annoying, but I love them. I love them because they actually react. They have the same amount of health as a real PvP pirate, and as we're like diminishing the number of ways we can actually practice in a PvP environment, I think Phantoms are good. Like hordes of Phantoms able to use the same weapons as other players. I think those are really cool. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with those in the future.
Crustacean-like ocean crawlers, each with new abilities, and of course, the shadowy sirens from the underwater world of the Sunken Kingdom. And players got to experience the Sunken Kingdom for themselves, diving down deep below the waves, exploring these mysterious siren shrines.
And this stuff is what got me back into the game hardcore. The siren stuff, all the underwater kingdom stuff, the shrines, the treasuries, and that whole like quest log, that and getting the coral curse, greatly enjoyed that. That was a really, really good addition.
Each with their own look, identity, and mysteries to unravel.
And then with Season 5, we had our Tools Not Rules update, where we introduced so many different mechanics that have just really kind of enriched the whole sandbox. And we've seen so many great stories from all of our players with everything that we introduced with that. You know, what that means is really that Sea of Thieves has never been in a better place. And we think there's a real opportunity to...
I love it when every update they say Sea of Thieves has never been in a better place. It doesn't matter how on fire the servers are, it's always in a better place. I think I'm just going to give one of my predictions, one of my controversial predictions right out of the gate, okay? And just think about it as we're watching, right? I think eventually they're going to get rid of comms. I said this when they did the Disney partnership thing, all right? Controversial opinion. They're going to get rid of voice comms eventually. They're leaning really heavily into the emotes and different things you can do to interact. They're going to get rid of voice comms eventually. I'm just saying that now. They got rid of them in Arena. They absolutely can just turn them off.
To do things differently as we move forward.
Seasons have been an incredible framework for us in which to add new experiences and content to Sea of Thieves. And alongside that, we've been running numerous live events throughout the year. With all that said, we still feel like there's something missing. We want to make the Sea of Thieves world feel like a richer, more dynamic place where every time you play, there's always something new to discover and new adventures to embark on.
That means more
So we're going to
PvE.
be evolving and expanding how we update the game.
PvE.
So alongside seasons as they are now, we're introducing 2 new ways that will be updating the game.
More PvE.
Adventures
Yep.
and mysteries.
And
so
PvE.
firstly, adventures are story-driven live events.
PvE.
And these are released on a regular basis of 1 per month, typically lasting around 2 weeks. Crucially,
Stretched out
adventures are a
PvE.
chapter in an
Yep.
overarching story that's unfolding.
More tall
within Sea of
tales,
Thieves.
more PvE.
Adventures
That's
will
what that
be
means.
more cinematic, and it will be
PvE.
a chance for players to immerse themselves
Yep.
in the world and the story
Of
Sea
PvE,
Thieves
yep.
more,
Mhm.
and have more of an emotional attachment
To the
characters
PvE.
in Sea of
Yes, I
Thieves.
hear you.
We
Yep.
want to appeal to players' hearts.
Doing
get them
PvE.
to care
Mhm.
about these places, get them to care
Yep.
about these characters.
But that's
When
called
they're put in
PvE. Mhm.
situations of trouble,
Yep.
players will feel compelled to act. You'll want to
Together.
help out, you'll want
PvE.
to save them.
We
Yep.
want to make players feel like they're part of this story, basically.
PvE story.
It's
Mhm.
happening to the existing world.
Yeah, PvE.
Oh.
All right, guys. It's PvE going forward. All right, you just got to know that. Anybody PvP interested in this game, PvP time has come and gone. Okay, it's time for PvE. And you know what? The true people that PvE and Sea of Thieves, those are the true Sea of Thieves players. If you're sitting around like, what are they going to do with PvP? Are they going to fix hit reg ever? No, they're not. They're never going to fix it. PvP is at most just going to be like a mild annoyance and nuisance. They're going to make all these things. They're making it so like with like less PvP in mind and less encounters in mind that aren't cooperational. Or you have to be cooperative is what I'm trying to say. I'm making up words.
Which has been really good from an environment point of view, because we're touching areas that haven't been touched in a long time. Things are changing and things are happening within the world. It kind of makes it feel alive.
Part of the way that we'll be telling this story is through ongoing cinematic lore trailers.
PvE
the first of which you'll
cinematics.
see later in this preview event. Each season also features a special adventure, a finale, that brings several story elements to a thrilling conclusion before the story then moves on in a new direction. And crucially, in key adventures, the community will be responsible for the outcome of that story. Based on their actions and the choice they side with, the outcome of that story will be changed and the world will change forever, and that will become part of the ongoing storyline for Sea of Thieves.
And I'm going to be honest here with that. I'm going to be honest. That sounds really cool. Again, for the PvP heads, this is not what you want to hear. And it's not going to be what you want to hear going forward. But one problem that has always plagued the Sea of Thieves since we've played is inconsistent player base. And it always has to do with the trickle of content. Back when they were updating like every 3 months, for 1 month, like everything's populated, people are busy doing stuff, you have things to do, and then it always dies off. Same with the seasons. You get to the beginning of a season, for the first week, everything's populated, people are running around doing stuff, hot mics everywhere, and then literally it just takes a nosedive. And even when the servers have been working this week, it's just you're running into mostly sloop players, mostly day one players, people that just aren't interacting very well. So the fact that they're trying to make this like an interactive way to where things will update on a regular basis and keep like that consistency going. Like for my girls, like for Randa and Journey, they love this. Like they are so excited for this. And honestly, like Sea of Thieves, like they do PvE content right. They do PvE content right. Like they do. Rare has always done PvE content great. So I know that they will do a great job with this. The amount of content, how like much time it'll take to consume, those are questions that I think have yet to be talked about, discovered. We'll see how they do it. Historically, how it's happened is you get some content, you're able to grind it out in a couple of days, and then you're sitting around waiting on the next content. I'm interested to see how they're planning on stretching it out. I worry that by them saying we're going to stretch it out, that may mean, well, you know, that they're going to take an already like existing amount of content and just like trickle it instead of actually, I don't know. We'll see how they do it. But this is honestly exciting, and the fact that you're able to like come up with an outcome, whether it be like faction based, like it is now with the emissaries, to where like whatever faction wins, that's how the story progresses. That's really neat, and that promotes engagement. I like that. I do like that. Crazy and Kazai, I don't know why the servers are down, but I'm taking this opportunity to do my preview reacts video. I haven't seen anything on their Twitter as of yet to indicate that they are even aware of working on it. So I'm gonna keep reacting. Welcome to stream.
This is very much about players being at the heart of our ongoing storytelling in
And this is really
being
cool.
responsible for moving the world forwards.
So mysteries are also something that we're super excited about. So these are going to be stories that players are going to have to work together to uncover. And this will happen kind of in-game and out of game in terms of clues being released, and that they will evolve kind of over a longer time period than a typical adventure will, because we're going to be kind of, you know, teasing and hinting and looking at how people are solving this. Are people figuring this stuff out? When's the right time to move this forward? But based on players really uncovering the kind of next stages of these mysteries. We've already seen little bits of this with some of the little stuff we've done in the past, like the runes and things, but this is going to be taking that to another level entirely.
We've been looking at other media, we've been looking at films, we've been looking at episodic TV, we've been looking at books.
There it is. There it is. Episodic TV. Hey guys, what do you think them and Disney been talking about, huh? You think they might have got some pointers from Disney? Hey guys, what has Disney done with Star Wars? They have taken Star Wars and they have like churned out how many TV shows now and coming up? Hey, now we're getting some. So the episodic content, they're going to make Sea of Thieves like an episodic story-based PvE. That's the direction, all right? I understand if that's not your jam, you don't like it. That's where they're going. It's pretty cool. I'll be honest with you. It's neat. We're merging some medias here. All right, this is interesting to watch. We're merging video games. Why is my stream disconnected? We're merging video games here. We're merging video game media. Oh wow, my stream just ended. That's cool. Like that.
Ended for me too.
No idea why. Man, I say I can't ever make it through any one thing I want to do. Never.
Understand.
That's right. Get your pen.
I don't get it.
All right, so the merging of two medias is really cool. TV media, game media, interactive. That's really neat. That's what they're going for here, by the way.
Compelling mysteries over time, and we've really been inspired by those. And we see certain genres fitting really well in terms of mystery telling. So you've got murder mysteries, whodunits, ghost stories. Certainly take inspiration from those kind of mysteries in other media.
I can't say too much about the stories we're going to expect from mysteries, but I will say this. The first mystery is going to be involving players solving the murder of a well-known character in...
I wonder what character they're going to off. I've been thinking since they posted this. I don't know who would be a well-known character that people actually care about. Because I feel like if they just made it some vendor at the outpost, like in the trailer, if they just made it some random vendor at the outpost, like I don't think most people are even going to know who that is or care about it. It's got to be some like direct story-driven person it's got to be like Lorena or something. Somebody that you see every time you sign in. I don't know.
So it's really exciting.
We've heard the feedback about our previous live events, and for us, this is about making them a key part of the ongoing Sea of Thieves story. The best way to think about it is that seasons and the content within is now going to be explained by part of this story. The adventures and the mystery collectively form the ongoing Sea of Thieves storyline, with players at the heart of that unfolding narrative.
Seasons run every 3 months roughly, and they introduce new mechanics, progression, new rewards, new Pirate Emporium, new Plunder Pass, and the Emissary Ledgers are reset. So Season 6.
Season 6 isn't until March.
Which kicks off in March.
That's a month away.
This is a new mini raid experience which is introduced by the way of sea forts.
There'll be 6 sea forts around the Sea of Thieves, and in the sea forts, players will be able to battle.
I'm most excited for this, by the way. This is my jam right here. This is what has my interest more than anything else. I like this.
Phantoms and sea fort captains in order to unlock the treasury and all the rewards inside.
Unlike the forts that already exist in the game, which are there to bring multiple crews together, sea forts are there to provide a more personal experience.
Opt out of PvP, that's what that means, instance-based.
So if you're playing by yourself or if you're playing with your crew and you can see a sea fort active, you're not necessarily going to shy away from it. You know as a challenge it will be pitched towards you.
So these forts are brought through from memories from Sea of the Damned. So it's going to be really nice to see that again, because it's a big breakaway from what you're used to in Sea of Thieves, where everything's a bit more ramshackled and wooden and brought about from shipwrecks and such.
And there's 3 different types that we'll see in different seas. So in the wilds, there's prison-themed forts. These ones kind of are really gloomy and they have
really cool
kind of chains and cages. That's been really cool from a storytelling point of view.
Really cool.
We have really overgrown, abandoned forts. They've just been reclaimed by nature, basically.
Really cool.
So they're completely overgrown, they're crumbling, and they've been ransacked. And then we've got the more kind of standard Spanish forts that you would expect to see directly from the Sea of the Damned.
When we're making these forts, we have to make good considerations into the playable space. We want it to look really well decorated, yet at the same time be functional as a playable area. So we've got lots of open space. There's quite a few choke points as well.
All right, when they say stuff like this, when they start saying things about having open space, choke points, playable space versus like decorating, when you put that much thought into your level design, I love this stuff. This whole thing with the fort screams Call of Duty Zombies to me. Some of you guys don't know, some of you guys do. I was a huge Call of Duty Zombies nerd, still are to an extent, still play it, but this kind of stuff right here, all right, there are people out there that still don't believe that Sea of Thieves like qualifies as an MMO. I'm telling you, this is MMO stuff right here. This is a dungeon. This is a dungeon raid. This is like a fractal, whatever you want to call it. This kind of stuff right here is very interesting to me.
Also, players can use that to their advantage and, stack up those phantoms and really, make
level
use
design
of the local environment to have the upper edge.
And then we'll use more kind of detail and concentrate the dressing in between these areas, which is kind of like a breadcrumbing technique to bring players from one area to the next.
Like, I'm already seeing choke points. Like, this is cool.
It still keeps the environment interesting while ensuring that they can still navigate properly and fight.
Ultimately, the reason why these sea forts, these naval stone sea forts, have found their way from the Sea of the Damned into the Sea of Thieves will be explained as part of our overarching story that's going to...
It's a new thing. It's a new thing they're adding to the game as like its own entity. Like it exists just as like something for PvE heads to grind, but they're also going to integrate it into the story, which is really cool. Which is why I would say like Rare does this kind of stuff right. There's a reason to be excited.
...fold throughout the rest of the year.
We're also going to be introducing new Pirate Legend Voyages, which are replayable, that will be different every...
Oh, it's about time. How long? You guys have heard me rant on and on about Pirate Legend stuff. They've added secondary quests to each of the factions except for in-game content for the in-game people that play the game all the time. Super excited about this.
They have a mix of challenges in there, so players can replay them as often as they like, and it will be something fresh and exciting each time.
Whether that's using new maps to uncover treasures, diving into the depths to explore shipwreck graveyards,
Very cool.
Exploring onto haunted islands. Again, this is a big element of the ongoing grand story.
It's going to be a lot of reused assets, you can tell,
Legends being responsible,
but it doesn't matter at this point. We need something for Athena. We need something to level Athena.
Being able to, at regular cadence, push the story forward, pushing characters and their storylines, their narrative forward, pushing the state
Rare
of the
does
world
storytelling
forward,
well.
based on where the story is going.
They'll do this right.
Doing within the story to push that narrative forward. It should help to make the world feel far more dynamic.
But alongside all of these amazing things that we're going to be introducing to the Sea of Thieves, we also know that there are questions, there is feedback that we have around certain areas of the existing game. Hit registration, which
never going to fix it.
Kind of question and concern.
And they're not, and they're going to see. Here's the thing about hit reg, and why I keep saying they're never going to fix it. They're going to argue themselves out of having to fix it. They're going to steer the direction of the game in such a way where they don't have to worry about it. If they steer the game to a more cooperative PvE experience, right? You don't have hit registration problems on bosses or skeletons or the like, or at least if you do, you're not able to tell it the way that you're able to tell it for PvP. So them steering it away from PvP is almost like them fixing it, right? That's what they're going to do. They're not going to fix the actual problem. At this point in the game, it's so integrated into the game, there's nothing they can do about it. So they're going to scare rid that problem with their strategy.
We kind of lost data and lost progress when we have moments of issues with our live service. And so we're going to be doing a Sea of Thieves podcast specifically to talk about.
I want to react to that as well.
That are ongoing as part
I want to react to the podcast if I'm able.
Coming up fairly soon. I think we'll have a date, hopefully running across the screen right now. But
February the 11th.
To talk about that.
I want to react to that.
So with our ambitious plans for the future, we are as committed as ever to make adventure the best experience it can possibly be. The goal with all of this is to make the Sea of Thieves feel like an ever-evolving, dynamic place where there's always secrets to discover, new experiences to have, and new adventures to embark upon. We're so excited, and we're more experiences to have.
Let's talk about this little graphic that they did for a second. So season 6, which is in March. So this is, I mean, I'm not aware of like a whole lot of developers that do this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody's kind of harsh on Rare right now, including me. Can you guys name me a developer that is as transparent as this, and like somebody had to make this graphic of what their plan is for the rest of the year? You know what I mean? Even if it doesn't matter. Even if it's vague, they'll still do it. Who else does Nintendo do this? No. Hey, do you guys seen any Breath of the Wild 2 graphics for their roadmap of development? No, you haven't. So season 6, so the big one, and the reason why I think they're going to drop a lot in March because the server instability is hot doo-doo right now. March, you get Sea Forts and Pirate Legend content. That's enough for me right there. I'm good, dude. Give me the Sea Forts, the new forts, and Pirate Legend content, and I'm good for a minute because I haven't max leveled my Athena yet. And I'm going to wait on this Pirate Legend content so we can check it out, grind it out, and see how you're able to level up with it. Sea Forts, I'm excited. So you're getting that to bam bam in March. They're coming out heavy. 3 new adventures, cool. Mystery begins, cool. 3 adventures. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means like 3 tall tales. I don't know how they're going to make it episodic. I mean, I just using off the model that they have now and the way that they did the pirate life stuff, it seems to me like it's going to be 3 adventure tall tales in sequence to the story. The mystery will go alongside that. There will be some secret stuff to discover about the 3 tall tales. That's what I think. Of course, monthly Emporium content, and they've been cranking out some good Emporium stuff, like the Stargazer stuff that they come out with is really cool. New Plunder Pass, obviously, new cosmetics standard. Community Day, yeah, we'll talk about that. Community Day, first one was really neat, huh? Yeah, Community Day, nobody could get in, so that's neat. Go ahead and scratch that off the list. June, which is just a little bit away. New ways to play and progress. That's a very vague thing. I don't know what that means. I feel like you put that in when you don't have anything for June. I feel like June's probably going to be a slim update. March is going to come out swinging. June's probably going to be more slim. Still 3 new adventures. So I think they put the top one, the new ways to play and progress. I don't think that means anything. What they meant to say was, hey, we're just going to give you the next 3 chapters of your tall tale. So 3 new adventures, 3 new extensions of the tall tale, what I think. Ongoing mystery. The mystery continues to build on the existing tall tales. I don't think that's like a separate aside. I think that's connected to the 3 new tall tales we'll get. Monthly Emporium content, sure. Plunder Pass, sure. Community Day, nobody cares. Season 8. Okay? Season 8, this is where we get a less vague reference This is where we get a less vague reference, and this is where a lot of people have sort of speculated as to this top bracket here. So this is for September. This is all the way September. This is a long way. This is towards the end of this year, 2022. Expanded roleplay and quest types. What does that mean? Expanded roleplay and quest types. What does that mean? I roleplay fine as is? What do you mean expanded roleplay? Are you going to give me more emotes? Are you going to give me more ways of like, do I get to become like my own faction now? What does that mean by extended roleplay? I don't know what that means. And quest types? How do you put roleplay into quest type? Roleplay is just like a personal thing. You know, Randa says that maybe the new quest types, that's when Athena stuff comes into the game, but they're putting the Pirate Legend content in the front. So are they gonna wait to add the Athena sunken boat stuff till September? That I don't know. I don't want that. I hope they don't wait that long to do that. Maybe though. I don't know. Ongoing mysteries, 3 new adventures, 3 new continuations, similar stuff. Community day, nobody cares. December, so the end of the year, season 9, last season of 2022, new social options for crews. What I'm seeing around online and the speculation going on, the buzz around the new social options is everyone sort of thinks that's when custom servers are coming for everyone. If you guys remember, custom servers are something that Sea of Thieves promised everyone eventually. The Sea of Thieves partners are the only ones that have access to them now, but social options like private servers are supposed to be coming eventually. So everyone sort of thinks like season 9, the end of this year, is when that's going to happen. I hope so. I've been saying it for a while. Once you get to a certain point in Sea of Thieves, the gold doesn't matter. Gold and progression doesn't matter. I just want to play with my friends. I just want to TDM Cameron until he gets mad and quits. You know what I mean? I just want to play with my friends and naval sloop battle each other. And you guys know this. You guys that have been around the channel for a while, the most fun streams that we've ever had, as far as like multiplayer games goes, the most fun we've ever had, Paladins, any multiplayer game, any competitive game like that, are when we're able to do private custom servers, private custom games, and we just do something ridiculous. That's when we have the funnest. Shade says they're selling your own creativity back to you as a feature. That's 100% what it sounds like. Season 8. I don't know how they could. What could they add for me to be a more of a role player? We already have voice comms and emotes. I don't understand that one. But yeah, it may just be like they're just putting some buzzwords in there. Don't know.
And new adventures to embark upon.
Community day, nobody cares.
And we're more ambitious than ever for our plans throughout this year and beyond for adventure.
So in order to make the adventure mode as magical as it can be,
here it comes.
Reassess where we are going to be.
Here comes the big one.
We look forward.
Part of that is redirecting our development efforts from elsewhere to ensuring that we're making the improvements that matter to adventure.
Here it comes.
So as a result of this, and with our plans in mind,
you ready for it?
We've made the difficult decision to close Arena.
And there it is. And there it is. And this is the stuff I'm talking about. When I talked earlier at the beginning of the rant about pouring money into a game, pouring money into any product, this is where it gets weird for me. And I realize that my age is starting to show now. All right, I'm getting old. I'm an old person now. I'm an old gamer. In gamer years, I'm ancient. This is where my age starts to shine through. But I remember the days where you went to the store, you bought a game, you bought a finished product, you took that game home, and you played that game. That's it. You played the finished part of the game. If the game was hot garbage, then you didn't play it. Nobody bought your game. You didn't sell games in the future. Now we're in this weird space of this live service stuff, this live service model of ever ongoing changes and ever ongoing updates. And one really, really weird, bad thing that I don't like about this live service model going forward is any developer taking something away. Something that was introduced to the game as a feature, as a unique game mode, a unique experience tailored for a specific reason. Now that's gone. And this right here, this central issue right here is what has created a lot of controversy on Twitter. This is what's given me like a really bad taste in my mouth, not only for the developer for the game, but for all, and I mean all of the content creators that play this game on a regular basis. This has created a lot of controversy because it's polarized the player base. It's polarized the player base of an already aging game, a game that needs new players in, a game that is doing what seems to be they're trying to do things to bring new players in and cater to a casual audience. But then they go and do something like this. Like back in the day when you played Halo 3, Shades, Halo 2 and Halo 3, you got to play your game mode, all right? The developer didn't reach through your TV screen and take Oddball away. They're like, no, you can't play Oddball anymore because we don't like it. We don't think enough people play Oddball. I mean, that's what you get now with Halo Infinite, right? That's what Halo Infinite is all like the combination, the culmination. I'm making up words again. It's like all of the Halo games and cool stuff that you had before in game modes that you used to have. It's none of those. You can have one at a time, and then we'll take it away next month. That's the state that we live in with this live service stuff, and it's a bummer. And Nintendo really is the last holdout of things of like finished products that you buy as a game, and they're not going to come reach through your TV screen and take stuff away from you. So for some of you guys know, when I started the game, okay, and here's the argument that a lot of people, I almost want to like pull up, I don't want to pull up people because I don't want to even give them even the limited spotlight that I have. I kind of do just to show you guys what I'm talking about, but so the common rhetoric that's going on about this on Twitter from like Sea of Thieves creators and stuff. You know what? Let's just go there today. Let's just go there and let me just see if I can find some. So you guys remember that I was pretty excited about a tournament coming up, right? So some of you guys remember that have watched me play. You guys saw that I was like going to be in this thing called the Boomer Games. It was part of the overall Twitch Sea of Thieves community. It's like an event that one of their bigger streamers hosts. It gets some streamers together, and it was a pretty cool deal. So me and Rick were going to compete in the Boomer Games. It was a sloop competition, a PvP sloop competition. I wasn't doing it for any purpose. I wasn't doing it for any like clout or credit or getting any kind of promotion or something. It was just something that was cool to do because all of my family, all of my friends, I brought them into Sea of Thieves. I brought them into this world of streaming and all this kind of stuff. And it was just something cool to participate in, right? And as soon as the announcement started, or the announcement came for them taking away Arena. As soon as that happened, people, consumers of the game, be it casual or otherwise, took to Twitter to show their disappointment in Rare, for taking something out of the game, because not only did they take something out of the game, they made it to where there was like certain cosmetics that you can't get right when they made the announcement, not when they shut Arena down in March, which is when they're going to shut it down. There were things that unless you got a certain level of Arena up to that point, you can never get those cosmetics ever again. To which, to me, it's not right. That's not good. That's not right. There's no reason to do that. Like, why punish a player base? People took to Twitter on it, and a lot of Sea of Thieves creators took to what this fella here, Alcoop, does. This dude, Alcoop, is a Sea of Thieves only streamer. Sea of Thieves is the only thing he'll ever do. He doesn't, you can tell the streamers that just sit and play the game and don't enjoy the game, right? But they just do it because that's where their view count is. That's what they got to do. So this dude is like a hyper competitive PvP player in an aging game that clearly is phasing out PvP. So this dude goes around and will PvP new players, PvP whatever, and he's good, right? And he's probably better than anybody, any day one person that is thinking about going into Sea of Thieves and playing the game. With the amount of learning curve there is in the game, all of the like Pirates Life tall tailors that are coming in to experience Jack Sparrow stuff. This guy right here is better than all of those people, and in every instance, he's going to out PvP these people. Now, for a lot of people, that's a turn off to the game. If you go and you log into a game and you get steamrolled by people every time you play, you're not going to want to play anymore, right? But for some few people that have a little bit of competition in them, a little bit of competitive edge, a little bit of determination, they're going to look for some way of efficiently and productively improving their skills of PvP, right? So that they can defend themselves and possibly their friends and family, whoever's playing with them, from individuals like this that stream Sea of Thieves all day to troll people for the meme content, just like I myself have done. And so this guy says, everybody mad about not being 50 in Sea Dogs, which is arena rank. Shut up, you had 2 years to get it. Which is it's just such an ignorant take, because that's assuming that people have been playing the game since this person has been playing the game, which they have not. And this doesn't account for any of the new people that have come into the game. This doesn't account for, let's just use Josh as an example, who we brought into the game recently, who was only interested in PvP, who would only be interested in this game mode, and now can't play the game. And it's just like this weird, all of this kind of stuff has just made this like weird tribalism on Twitter, which everything is political and tribal and biased these days, but we're talking about a video game here. And so this guy says it's not true though. Arena has been available for 2 years. Doesn't mean everyone has been playing it for that long. A totally rational argument that this person took time out of his day to write this individual. This dude's probably like a 3-year sub to this guy. And then it just keeps going. So this is the worst example. These are more Sea of Thieves. These are like prominent Sea of Thieves members of Twitch. If you watch any Sea of Thieves on Twitch, you'll recognize these names. More of the same of that. So, I told you guys, was excited to do Boomer Games. Was excited to do Boomer Games with Rick, right? And so this is the dude that's in charge of the Boomer Games. He retweeted all this the whole time about the arena stuff. Never seen so many people complain. I mean, trying to find his. I think he may have deleted his. But his was the same as Coop's. Here we go. 100%. They had 3 years to hit level 50. It's not like the requirements Legendary Sea Dog. It was level 50. I'll be rocking my good boy sales. Keep crying bots. Here's that same dude that wrote on a reasonable take on the other fella. All Coops. Have to disagree. Not everyone had the game for 3 years. Since I had the game, my arena servers are dead. Can't get a game. I can only play the US servers. I liked arena. Wanted to grind it, but I couldn't. Got to level 32. Could have extended it. A very reasonable take. And also, I'm in the similar boat as this guy. Some of you guys have seen, I've been using Arena not only to practice for events like the Boomer Games, because there's nothing else game-wise that you can do comparatively, right? To practice just sloops running around fighting each other. I was getting into Arena myself. I was using Arena to help Miranda get her confidence up to where she feels confident enough to actually sail by herself with a journey, sail with me, and actually confident enough to defend herself in encounters on the seas. And then they're just arguing with this dude. So then they would slap in the face of all the other people who had the game dedicated hundreds of hours that mode. It's no, like there's this something happens with communities of games, guys. I've noticed this, right? I've noticed this just over my couple of years of streaming games on the internet, right? And you guys that have been around with me for the long haul, you guys have had a front seat of this too. Every game we get into, every single game we get into, I don't care if it's Breath of the Wild, I don't care if it's Paladins, Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, the game gets to a certain point to where the community just like, it becomes a tribe and they just start gatekeeping, right? This is something, I'm so adverse to this because this happens a lot in churches too and in personal life. That's a whole rant for another day, but tribalism, and they just want to gatekeep these communities. Like, in no way did anybody write Mr. Dave here and say, hey man, you know, I'm sorry that you're going through this. Yeah, I know you're like a new player. Here's an option that you could do. Here, come be a part of our community where we are friendly and nice to new players. No, nobody wants none of these aging Sea of Thieves streamers want this poor this poor Mr. Dave fellow with his controversial opinion. They don't want him anywhere on their channel. And you can tell when you go in the chats of these people. There's no room for new people. There's no room for new players. It's a clique. If you're not in the Sea of Thieves clique, you haven't played since day one and got your day one pirate cosmetics, get out. Get out. We don't want you in our Sea of Thieves game. It's so bizarre. But every game community, it seems like, gets to this point to where people get entitled. This is my game. You're in, you're out, and I don't understand. If you care about Sea of Thieves as a game, you don't want to support things like this. You don't want them to take things out of the game. You want them to cultivate a healthy player base, a healthy, consistent player base of new players. You know what keeps a game alive? Is it going to be these people here that just literally regurgitate the same content day in and day out, that literally just sit and spawn camp boats and pick on new pirates and new players for content? No, guess what? All those new pirates are going to run out one day. Nobody's going to want to play your super possessive game. They're gonna naturally move on to other games, and then you're going to be left sitting like wringing your hands because this is the only game you've ever streamed and done. It's so bizarre and it's so sad. And it's why there's one Sea of Thieves streamer that I respect. And I don't even consider him a Sea of Thieves streamer. And I don't care if this reaches 10 people or 15 people. I'm going to tell you something about this guy. This guy right here. If you look at this guy just on his profile picture, he looks like the biggest D-bag you've ever seen in your life, all right? And he does look that way, and he can't help it, okay? I'm sorry. Pace looks like a huge D-bag. Okay, and he kind of, sometimes when you first watch his content and you see him sitting there, he's a big dude. When you see him there kind of looking over down at his nose, you know, he seems like a D-bag. This dude right here is one of the nicest, most humble people in all of Twitch. This dude right here is, in my opinion, the best Sea of Thieves streamer. One of the best variety streamers, because even though he got his fame and fortune and where he's at on Twitch because of Sea of Thieves, and he knows that and respects that, this guy right here branches out, does other games that you otherwise wouldn't hear about, wouldn't know about, like Hunt Showdown. This dude has one of the nicest and most respectful communities on Twitch. And this dude and his crew will absolutely spawn camp a boat to death. But the only way that they'll do that is if they're hateful people, if they're racist, if they're ugly, mouth-running pirates. He'll take care of business and he'll shut them up. But this dude does more for the Sea of Thieves community, more for the people that watch him. Any person that pops in when he's in an interaction on the seas, any person that even just calls out his name, this guy gives them the option of running an alliance so they get half of their loot back, and will go out of his way and literally at sometimes take an hour out of his stream time to take screenshots with these people. And there's a reason why this dude doesn't participate in all the other dumb activities of all this other like stream Twitch meta, in this Sea of Thieves Twitch meta. And you guys want to know somebody? Here's something cool, okay? You probably have never heard of this guy, Pace 22. You probably never heard of him, but you want to hear something cool about him? There's this fella I know you've heard about, Summit 1G. Right? Summit 1G is for whatever you think about the dude, He is in all metrics an OG Twitch streamer, very successful in what he does. You want to know who he plays Sea of Thieves with? Let me see if I can find his tweet. Spoiler alert, he plays with Pace. Doesn't just play Sea of Thieves with Pace, he plays other games with Pace. But of all the people in the Sea of Thieves community, and there are bigger Sea of Thieves streamers than Pace, but of all the people, I can't find it. But he shouted him out not too long ago. Can't find it. Anyways. Go back to Pace. Pace probably retweeted it. He plays with Pace. Okay. If that's not a marker for you for a successful person able to stick his neck out for his own brand and playing games and promoting somebody, I don't know what else does. But I'm telling you this from my personal experience. This dude right here, Pace is the real deal. I hope Pace is always successful on Twitch and whatever he does, and I believe he will be. Because he has the right attitude. When you go into his chat, and it's not a small number of people that's watching him either. If you are a new person, even new to Twitch, new to Sea of Thieves, anything, and you write in Pace's chat, I've been responded to more from Pace in his chat than any of the other much smaller and some much larger Sea of Thieves streamers. So that's enough about Pace. Anyways, I like Pace. He wasn't one of the ones going around bashing people for being mad about Arena, by the way, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a good thing. Not a good look.
And it will be closing during Season 6.
It's pretty clear to us that majority of our players love to spend.
This is a bummer,
and that comes across in the kind of data.
And it's okay. All right, so I've been ranting for a little bit. What's the point of me saying all that? What I'm trying to say, it's okay to be upset with Sea of Thieves for taking something away. All right, it's okay to be something. It's okay to be upset with the game you're literally still spending money on with this seasonal content. It's okay to be upset with them doing that. All right, it's unfortunate that all the little Sea of Thieves partner ambassadors are running around trying to defend this as something that's cool and I got a cosmetic and you don't. It's not good. It's okay to be upset. And I wish more people were more vocal and more upset about this stuff and not getting berated on Twitter.
Itself is about 2% of our overall playtime is spent in Arena, with the rest being spent in Adventure. So ultimately, it's pretty clear to us where the majority of our community, the majority of our players want us to spend our development time. And that is continuing to enrich the world of Adventure, continuing to deliver amazing stories and moments and mechanics to our ever-growing community.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our incredibly passionate Arena community.
It was so weird how they did this. So weird.
And we thank you for all your support on the journey so far. You'll be able to read more about this on our website. But let me just say again, this has been an incredibly difficult decision for us to make. But it's all about making Sea of Thieves the best experience it can possibly be.
I hope they're not just completely done with a dedicated PvP game mode. I hope something in the future, they make a battle royale, something. I hope they do something with it, because Arena was a really good concept, really good idea. I just hope they do something else with it. I hope it's not completely done.
And that we're directing all of our efforts towards making the game as unique and special as possible. So following the events of A Pirate's Life, with that mysterious castaway coming to the Sea of Thieves world and opening a way to the Sea of the Damned, allowing pirates to adventure inside, this has been seen by all of our major characters in the Sea of Thieves world. And in many ways, this has started a magical arms race between the forces of a renewed Captain.
Hey, I'm super excited about a resurrection of Captain Flameheart. Just gonna say that. That's super cool.
Flameheart and the pirate.
Any more Captain Flameheart content, I'm all for that.
That wish to do evil in the Sea of Thieves, they seek to control the Sea of
Like the whole impending war between like the Lords of the Sea and Captain Flameheart and his like forces, super cool.
The Damned, to destroy the veil between these two pirate worlds and to bring them together. So let's take a first look at the cinematic trailer for our first adventure, Shrouded Islands.
The Sea of Thieves is a wondrous place, where there are always new stories to tell. But like the turning of the tide, all of that could change.
This is going to be cool as well.
Feel it in my bones, evil is stirring. The Sea of Thieves is once again under threat.
This is like what's happening right here, the map changes and stuff. This is really cool. I mean, this is taking a page out of the Fortnite like VR playbook, but I think it's still really cool. Like Fortnite having events where that like complete sections of the map are gone or changed in some way, and it's somehow tied into the story. It's really cool. This is stuff that creates engagement, in my opinion. And this is one of the cool things about the live service thing. All right, your polished game that you buy one time and play by yourself, there's no interaction in that. You play the game, you enjoy it, you have fun. One of the positives, I've been very negative, but one of the positives of the live service model is stuff like this, like changes, like things that are new and unexpected.
Flameheart seeks to regain.
I love the whole Flameheart impending doom stuff. I love it.
This storm. Only together can we protect what we all hold dear.
Are you done? Sit down, Ramsey. I'll handle this.
And this is what I'm saying about Rare, guys. Listen to the music, the orchestration, everything, the introduction of a new character. They're going to do the PvE stuff right. They know how to do story stuff. And they're leaning into that for a reason, all right? And it's like, it's just time to make that switch, I think, for everybody, for the player base, for everything. I just think it's just time to move expectations of this game from, like, the fun sandbox with PvP stuff. I think it's just time to just move those expectations to the PvE. If you like the game, you like the PvE. If you don't like it, it's time to find a new game. It's time to move on, because this is the direction they're going, and they're really good at it, and they're going to continue to do that, and that's what's going to keep casuals into the game. I'm all for this stuff. New character. February 17th is when that stuff starts. So before the next seasons, that's going to be cool.
Our first adventure, Shrouded Islands, is coming to Sea of Thieves February 17th. And it's just
and that's probably why the servers are like doo-dooing on themselves. Just got an update from Sea of Thieves support Twitter. We're going to finish 7 minutes more of this. We'll finish before I read that.
Start of a bigger, grander story that we're introducing into Sea of Thieves as part of this. And to show you why we're so excited, we're going to take a close look now at our first adventure, Shrouded Islands.
This is going to be cool.
So as you saw there in our cinematic trailer, Shrouded Islands centres on golden sands and this mysterious fog that has rolled in. Players will be able to explore and abandon golden sands, learning more about what happened there.
So at this point in time, when the first adventure starts, we'll see that Flameheart has ominously retreated after all of this time in the Sea of Thieves.
Flameheart did it!
At the same time, spectral activity is increasing. So one of the first
like
things
everything's building up for a Flameheart return, and I'm all about it.
Is you're going to have Larinna speaking to you. You're going to have Larinna asking you to help out. And she is going to be sending you out to investigate Golden Sands, first of all. This is obviously the biggest threat on the Sea of Thieves right now. Golden Sands, the significant trading outpost, has been engulfed in this fog. Its inhabitants are missing.
See, it's done. Golden Sands is done, son.
Investigate.
If you're looking for adventure, I'll fill you in on all you need to know.
As an environment artist, it's great fun to go into an area and destroy it, basically. But it is one of the most kind of vibrant, well-loved islands in the game.
And they destroyed
when
it.
You're doing it, you're sort of like, oh God, what am I doing to this place? But at the same time, it was kind of the perfect island to do it to, because it was so perfect.
And everybody does love Golden Sands. The fact that they picked that one to blow up, that does point to them. It's just cool that they know that much about their player base, you know?
Well loved, everyone, that is the outpost.
What I really like about changing something that is pre-existing in the Sea of Thieves is that you can add history to an already existing area. When it comes to somewhere like Golden Sands, you can sort of play at the players' emotions, because they love that area. I mean, I love that outpost. It's going to be a bit painful to see it in such a devastating state.
There's clear evidence that there's been a battle taking place, and it's quite obvious that
Flameheart done got him.
the inhabitants of the island did not win that battle.
Flameheart done got him, dude.
They vacated the island, and this ghostly fog, the fog of the damned, has come and settled in over the island. Everything's very eerie and mysterious, and we really wanted to convey that real mystery of what has happened here. This is not like a normal battle scene, and you can see that they've tried to defend themselves and it's not gone well.
One of the key points for me is the tavern sign outside the tavern.
Flameheart done got
fallen
him.
down and split in two, and I think that really symbolizes just the state that the outpost is in at this point.
For this first story in this adventure, I think the
Looking forward to this one.
emotion we were trying to convey was foreboding. So for these sort of Shrouded Islands,
I gotta. This is what gives me. Look, dudes. I'm gonna show you.
Just fallen down and
first story in this adventure.
This is what gives me hope for Sea of Thieves. This is what gives me hope for Sea of Thieves. You ready? Of all the problems that I have for it, and this terrible day we're having right now, this is how I know that it's gonna be okay. You guys ready? Because this dude right here, the music director of Sea of Thieves, all right, and the music of Sea of Thieves is phenomenal. This dude right here is wearing a Chester Copperpot t-shirt, all right? Does anybody know what that is a reference to? I know what it's a reference to. If you're a true pirate, you know what it's a reference to. Chester Copperpot! Chester Copperpot! Samwise Gamgee, when he was a kid, played in another movie called The Goonies. And The Goonies never say die, and that's why Sea of Thieves is going to be okay.
An emotion we were trying to convey was foreboding. So for these sort of Shrouded Islands with the Fog of the Damned, we've used the fog music that we already have, but we've introduced these other elements with a day and night cycle to it as well. So we've sort of incorporated that into the music as well, and used this theme that we've created for Adventure 1.
The adventure will take you across multiple other locations that are also engulfed in fog, and you will encounter phantoms, including a new phantom type that we're calling the Soul
Very excited for this boss, and he's about to tell you why I'm excited.
Flame Captain. He's a fearsome threat, and you will need to use the environment around you to take it.
You will need to use the environment around you to take it on. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, I hope it doesn't mean he's just like Briggsy and just like spam AoE damages you all the time. Well, what do you mean that this boss you have to use the environment? I've been saying one of the things I want to see in the game, like a way to force cooperation with other crews, is I want enemies so difficult that you have to have help. You have to have other crews and you have to have help to fight. I don't know that this is it. I don't know what they mean by you have to use the environment. I don't know if it's like you have to shine a lantern at him like you do, something cheesy like that, but that's really interesting. I'm excited to see how they're going to do that. I'm excited for there to be harder bosses. Briggsy is annoying, but a harder boss is something that's challenging and something that you need cooperation to do.
I asked Chloe if she would be interested in writing some music for the Soul Flame Captains. And she was completely, as always, up to the challenge. She's used that first theme that we've been...
They always hit music out of the park. Always.
She's really cleverly sort of weaved it into her combat music. And it's a lot of complicated sort of time signatures and even the chords that are sort of syncopated.
Just hearing this guy talk about music, this right here, I'm a music nerd. None of you guys probably care, but this dude knows what he's talking about. And he's wearing Chester Copperpot shirt, and you know he chose that shirt for a reason. You know he put it on. He's like, I'm going on camera today to talk about Sea of Thieves. I'm wearing my Goonies shirt. You know he said that.
It's really nicely done, but it's got that pace and sort of urgency.
So Belle has been in the Sea of Thieves world and stories for some time, but this is her first appearance within the game. And she comes from the Sea of the Damned.
She's a pretty cool character. so far.
She's been around.
Very mysterious.
She's seen so many things within the spectral realm of the Sea of the Damned. And now she has taken this chance to help the Pirate Lord against this new threat from Captain Flameheart.
She has this necklace around her neck, which certain players might have noticed if you've got a keen eye, and that has a symbol on it which ties her into the Ferry of Damned. And she's appeared right
The
now
unicorn
because
horse.
of a time of great need.
I have
The
those
Pirate
sails.
Lord is
Took me a
in
long time to
desperate
get.
need of help, and she's come to save the day.
She knows so much more than she's letting on.
She looks really cool, just as a character
She
model.
doesn't have that kind of worldview that an ordinary pirate does. So it was almost like what I'm trying to convey with her theme was just sort of wondrous and quite majestic, I suppose, as well. And it's just this kind of as old as time theme I was trying to convey, I suppose, really.
Are you done? Sit down, Ramsay. I'll handle this.
We're really excited to be able to start this long narrative that's going to be an epic tale for players
PvE.
to experience. There's going to be cinematic moments, there's going to be lots of lore
Yep.
and narrative to get involved with.
All about it.
This is just the start, really, of what's going to be a really exciting year for Sea of Thieves. It's going to be a real game changer.
I think for me, the most exciting thing about Adventures is this opportunity to tell an ongoing story at a regular cadence. We can tell a story that will give you those emotional highs, give you those emotional lows, make you want to come back to find out where that story is going. It will make players feel at the heart of this progression of the world of Sea of Thieves. And also,
We'll
players will be able
see.
to look back after the time, see the scars.
I think they'll
of
do
the
it right,
stories.
though.
They will continue to exist as well, and players will be able to remember their place in the history of Sea of Thieves, as well as wanting to know where it goes next.
Our plans for the immediate future are incredibly exciting, with new adventures, ongoing mysteries, and exciting new experiences coming to the Sea of Thieves world.
So as we look to the future of Sea of Thieves, we are all in on this new approach with the existing
Overall
seasons,
positive,
then
I
doubling
think.
down with the adventures and the mysteries, but also continuing
The
to
arena
evolve
thing
the
is a
world,
bummer
evolve the mechanics
and
that are
weird.
there, so new ways to progress and new tools.
But-
we really believe that the future of Sea of Thieves over the next year and beyond is going to be incredibly exciting for us and for all of our players.
Overall positive. Overall exciting.
We hope you enjoyed this first look at what we have planned for
We
Sea
sure
of Thieves
did.
in 2022.
Yep.
With adventures, mysteries, and seasons, the Sea of
Forts.
Thieves will feel more alive than ever.
Just the
and give you
forts.
even more
But not
ways to
arena.
play. And there's still plenty
Except
to share about
except for playing arena.
what's coming throughout the rest of the year. But we'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
Until then,
Yep.
keep a weather eye on the horizon, and I'll see you on
Yep.
the seas.
Yep. You won't. You'll never see me on the seas. All right. So wrapping it all up. Overall impressions, overall positive. I like it. Here's the thing. Here's the kicker for me, guys. And here's what I've been saying, what I will continue to say. Sea of Thieves is going in a PvE direction. I have sounded this trumpet for a long time now, since we've been having all of these events where like literal achievements require you to cooperate and be in alliances with other crews. I've been saying we're going in a PvE direction. If you're into Sea of Thieves for PvP, you're done. Game's done for you. Find a new game. But if you like the lore, if you like the story, if you like the cinematic, if you like the narrative-driven stuff, here it is. This is your game. This is the year of your game. My girls love it. You guys should have seen how excited Miranda and Journey were when this dropped. The episodic content, the trickle content, the golden sands, the mysteries, all that, they love it. So obviously, if they love it, you're gonna be seeing me do it. All right, that's a given. And I'm gonna wrap it up by just saying this one thing about the game. And whenever somebody comes into my stream, whenever somebody comments on my video, like, Jake, what do you want to see added to the Sea of Thieves? Honestly, I don't want a whole lot added at all to the game. And that's me being honest. Added content is cool. Added content is neat. I think it is needed to a degree to keep a game interesting, but I'm going to be honest with you. The game that is currently there and exists now is great. And I want to play that game. But the biggest problem that I have with the game right now, and the biggest deterrent, I think, for players, is what we have right here. Sea of Thieves support. We are currently aware of issues impacting the Sea of Thieves servers, causing various weird errors. We ask that you please bear with us as we investigate the issue, and we update everyone as soon as we can, provide additional information. I just want them to fix the game that they have, guys. The game that they have is great. The game that they have is full of content. I just need it to work. And it hasn't worked well in about a year. It's been about a year now since the game has worked well for all platforms and all people involved, and that's the biggest thing of this game. This game is cross-play. This game is something you can play with family, you can play with friends. This game is a game that you can literally meet some really, really cool people and interact with some really, really cool people. But in order for you to do all that, it has to work. And that's my biggest criticism, and issue with Sea of Thieves going forward. All the new stuff sounds great. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Yes, trailer looks great. Yes, give me forts. Yes, give me more episodes. Yeah, whatever. It does. None of that matters if the game doesn't work. And right now, today, the same as last week, the game doesn't work. Okay? So there are literally people turning on Game Pass, trying to get into Sea of Thieves for the day one to try to get an experience, and they can't get into the game. So more than anything else, I want to see added and additions and more content to the game. I just want them to fix the game. The thing about it is, I know the game can work well. I've played the game as it works well. That's what they need to do. If it means shutting down Arena so they can keep the game running from week to week, okay, tell me that. Don't lie to me and tell me that there's only 2% player base and the game's garbage. Don't tell me that. Just tell me that you need your support from your Arena staff to keep the game going. And if you shut off my Arena in March and we stop having issues like this, I'll shut my mouth about all my demands about game modes. If you'll just give me a product that works, that's all. That's all. That's all I want, boys and girls. So that's the end of my rant. That's my react video. Bada bing, bada boom. And here we are. We still can't play the Sea of Thieves. So I'm going to end this recording. If you enjoyed what you heard, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you agree, if you disagree, what are you looking forward to? What are you worried about? Other than that, see you on the next one.